Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. But if you're new here, I'm a single woman with a single income and I'm in debt. I am documenting my budgeting and debt payoff journey here on YouTube. So if you think you're interested and follow me along, please hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you around. Alright, so today I was going to upload and film a happy video. I was going to film what I got for Christmas gifts and whether or not I stayed on budget from my Christmas gifts. It was bound to happen. She had to make a cameo. Okay, so but I felt like I needed to be transparent and honest and talk about some stuff that's happening. I think it's important that I document my journey, and I feel like may get questions about this later, so I might as well kind of put it all out there and talk about what's going on, and also kind of walk through my reasoning for some of my decisions that I'm going to make. And maybe there are others that have suggestions on what I could do. My eyeliner is bleeding. On what I could do better. Okay, so my eyeliner bled because I've been crying. Not crying, but being emotional. So last year I had my basement flood. It had been raining for like 12 to 14 hours. I mean, it was raining nonstop, continuously for about 12 to 14 hours. And when I walked downstairs into my basement, it was completely flooded. And there was a lot of water damage, a lot of stuff that happened down there. I did a lot of the labor work, I guess, to rip up the floors, dry it down there, get all of the damaged stuff out of the house, and I did all of that. So right now it's kind of like just bare bones downstairs. But I realized then that I had an issue with my drainage outside, or the grading outside, like something was happening. That was when it became apparent that I had an issue. And I did like a quick fix. I went to Home Depot, bought a lot of like fill dirt and like gravel and stuff to kind of like help with the water direction and all of that stuff. And it has helped because water has not gotten into the house. So it has helped. And then about a month or two ago, maybe a month and a half or two ago, I don't know if I'm sure you watched the news and saw that we had some really bad hurricanes that caused a lot of damage in Florida and Georgia and a lot of the southern states. And from those hurricanes and the water completely ruined my landscape around my house. It obviously completely did away with what I had done to fix the water issue, drainage direction that I had done. My front yard, it's so bad that it looks like I have like sinkholes in my front yard. And I have a retaining wall that has just been completely damaged. Again, none of this was apparent. Like, none of this was like, oh, I can see, none of this was obvious until really the hurricanes is when it was like, wait a second, like as I'm pulling out of my driveway, I could see like things not looking right. And a few nights ago, we had more rain. Last week, I think it rained like 2 days consecutively. And as I'm pulling out of my driveway in the morning, I'm looking, and it is bad. The retaining wall is almost collapsing. Like, it is bad. So I need to get grading done. I need to get some grading done. I need to get the drainage water direction issue situated because it could cause a lot of damage. My house is on a hill, so my yard is downhill, right? Like, it can cause a lot of foundation issues and damage and all of that stuff. And obviously I don't want that. And it's also affecting my neighbors now because the retaining wall connects to their yard. Like, I have to get this done. I have to get this repaired. Like, I have to do something about this. Now, whether or not I do like the leveling of the yard and stuff until later, I'm okay with that, like until the spring if we need to do that, if I need to do that. But I at the very least need to start figuring out how to stop this from getting worse. So there's that piece of it. The second piece is last year around the summer, I think, I had some vultures that started roosting on my shed, and it's so bad. I mean, they basically destroyed my shed, and I have this huge hole like in the roof of the shed. And of course, as it's been raining, water's getting in, mold is growing in there now. I've tried to put like a tarp over it until I could get it repaired and fixed and all of that stuff. My brother's come out to look at it, and he can't do the work by himself because he's going to need like somebody to help with forgot what he said. I forgot what he said, but anyway, I have to either demolish that shed and get a new one, or try to repair what's there. But I mean, when I tell you it's really bad inside, like there's black mold in there now. Like, it's bad. So I have to get that done, and I'm paranoid and worried about that specifically because I have this huge hole in the roof and there's power to that shed, and I could cut the power somehow. I just don't know how to do that. And I don't know. I need to get that problem situated as well. So we're looking at a very, very, very expensive projects. At the very least, I need to get the grading done or some drainage stuff done. I need to get the retaining wall done, and I need to get my shed either replaced, repaired, or whatever. At the very least, I have to get those 3 things done. And the seeding, sod, whatever will happen later can come later. But at the very least, I need to get like the important things done. So I have some landscaping companies coming out to give me some quotes. One, to walk through the yard, and like I don't want to anticipate the worst. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I need professional people opinions to come out and look and like see what's wrong and how to fix this. So I have some landscaping companies coming out to give me quotes. I have a dollar amount in my mind of what, like, the highest number that I will go, would want to get to. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what it's going to cost. I have no idea. the magnitude of all of this stuff. Like, I have no idea. So figure that out. But that means that I'm going to need to go into debt again. And I'm getting emotional because I'm like, really? Like, I was doing such a great job. I have prayed about it. I've always said, like, I will figure it out. Whatever it is in life, I'm going to figure it out. I always have. I always will. I will figure it out. So I've looked into, like, HELOCs and personal loans and things like that. And I'm weighing the pros and cons of, like, what to do. Like, there's credit. I'm not putting anything on credit cards. I'm not going to try to finance through home equity line of credit or anything like that. I'm not going to do that because the rates and stuff just don't make sense. The variable rates and all of that, just, I don't feel comfortable doing that. And one of my coworkers recently, as she has a dog, I don't want to say grooming, but she trains like hunting dogs, her and her husband. And they have I don't want to say a favorite. I mean, all of their dogs are their favorite, but she does have a favorite, I guess. Let's just say that. And her dog got really sick. And so sick that she needed special medical attention from the University of Georgia. They had to take their dog to the veterinary school there to get specific medical attention because her dog was going through a lot of, I don't know exactly the details, but needless to say, she had to go there and had like round the clock care. And that expense for her and her family was over 20 grand. And she had mentioned to me that she had taken a loan from her 401k. I didn't even know that was a thing that you could do. So as I'm sitting here, like day before last, walking through the yard in tears because I'm like, this is bad. Like, I'm looking at the wall and I'm like touching it and it's like falling apart. Like, it's bad. I remembered what she told me, so I started to look into that. And I'm going to take a loan from my 401k. And I know that there are going to be a lot of people out there that are like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? But it's like, if you follow the Dave Ramsey thing, he tells you not to even contribute into your 401k. He tells you to stop. So I've thought about this long and hard. I prayed about this for the past few days, and I think this is a good option for me, and here's why. One, I am still fairly young, so I have some years to figure out how to replenish all, how to figure out that piece of it. But when I went into my 401k and I put the projections in there, of course, this is all like data from today, like for the market today, right? And everything today. And I am over the expected amount that I would need to survive, I guess, or retirement. I'm over that number. Like, if I were to retire today, this is X amount of dollars that I would get, and this is X amount of dollars that I would need. And I'm over the need, I guess, number. So I feel okay, in the short term, I can take it out. I can take out this loan. The third reason is the interest rate. The interest rate is very low, but it's also interest that I'm paying back to myself. I am paying that interest back into the 401k account. I'm not paying a bank. I'm not paying somebody else. I'm paying myself back. So, so that's why I'm like, okay, there's that. The other reason, is because I can pay it off within the next 3 years. Yeah, I forget the number. I think it might have been 52 months now that I think about it. Yeah, so the next four years or so. I'm sure it's not 56 months. It's like 52 or 56 months. So I can pay back within the next few years. And the money is going to come out of my paycheck. So I won't even see it. Like, I won't even really see it. I would know that it's just going in there, but I won't really see the numbers coming out. So I have to readjust my budget based on how much I take out, because I have to wait to see what the landscaping company tells me. Yeah, so it'll come straight out of my paycheck. It'll go straight back into the 401k account, and it'll just every paycheck just come out, and I'll just have to readjust my budget. The other reason is because I am expecting a raise come January 1st. So come January 1st, I expect a certain percentage raise, and what I would need to pay back per paycheck would be about the number that my raise would be. So I can't say like really miss out on that money. I think I will miss out on a couple $100. And this is why I'm bringing this up, because I feel like the next year, when I start making my budgeting and my debt payoff journey videos and stuff, someone might question, like, wait a second, last year your budget was $5,200 and your budget today is, I don't know, $5,012. Like, why did it go down? You know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing. Again, I don't know if those are the exact numbers right now. I have no idea, but I'm just throwing out an example. So being that I'm about to get a raise, and I won't really see it, I was like, okay, maybe I can rationalize it like that. The other reason that I think this is a good option for me is because I am doing this MBA program and the company is paying for it. But this isn't free, technically. Yes, it's free in that I'm not paying out of pocket, or I am initially and they're reimbursing me, but it's not free because after I graduate, like once I get my MBA and I complete the program, and my expected graduation date is in 2027, because I'm only taking 1 to 2 classes a session, because I could finish earlier, but I don't want to pay anything out of pocket. I want the company to pay for it. I don't want to pay out of pocket. Like, that's not an expense that I want to have. I want them. And anyway, once I graduate, I owe them 2 years of service, meaning I cannot leave the company for an additional 2 years after they've paid the last reimbursement. So if my expected graduation date is in 2027, that means that I can't leave my company until 2029. And by then, this loan would have already been paid off. And I say that because if I were to leave the company or get laid off or fired and stuff, then I would have to pay back this money, but I would have to pay back the loan. But being that I expect to stay with the company, I expect to be there and do the best job that I can for the next at least 5 years, that paying this loan off is feasible. It's something that is not outside the realm of expectancy, you know? So I feel like, okay, I'm trying to rationalize this. So that is why I've decided to do this. I have to get this done. I have to do this. And by taking out a loan against my 401k, it'll be a loan against myself. Basically, it's my money, technically. And there's no tax repercussions. The only, I guess, con is that I'm not making money from the money that's in there, right? Like, it's not growing. But as it gets paid back, and it'll keep growing. And I just, with the times that are transitions that are happening from administrations, and there's just so many unknowns right now that I don't know if this is smart. I don't know if this is a bad idea, but I really have no other choice. It's either this or I get a loan. That could be worse, like this is kind of like a sure thing, and that the interest isn't going to go up. Worst case is I have to pay it back somehow, and if I had to do that, I'll figure it out at that moment. I don't know what I would do, but I would figure something out. And I would just rather get all of this stuff done, because I don't want more structural issues, foundation issues. I don't know, like I just don't want this to get worse than it already is. And I don't know why this is happening, or because I've been in this house now for almost 5 years, and it must have been happening so gradually that I did not see or notice anything really until I got the flooding in my basement, that something was off. So I will be tracking this in my debt confession update videos. I won't put it in the total of like the debt. I may have like I'm gonna make like a separate sheet where I can start with like the starting balance and slowly kind of show like, okay, balance this month is this, that kind of thing. Because I don't really know if I can go in there, if I'll be able to go in there and look to see like how much I owe and how much is left and all that stuff. Like I'll have to figure that piece out through Fidelity. But that's where I'm at. So definitely not the happy video that I had imagined. I thought I was gonna be able to shoot my this is what I bought my family for Christmas, and this is how much it was, and this is how I stayed in budget, and all of that stuff, like in front of my Christmas tree. Like I had like this vision of this is what I was gonna do, and then all of this happened, and I just like, okay, I gotta be honest about what's going on, because this is gonna happen, and we'll just wait to see. We'll wait to see how much I get quoted. We'll wait to see how much everything's going to end up costing. I don't think that the landscaping company will be able to give me a quote on the shed. That's going to be a different situation in and of itself. But if anything, I'll be able to kind of document with you all like what's happening. Maybe I'll show you guys as the work's progressing. I don't know like what's going to happen, but that's my story. I'm going into debt again. I am going to track it because it is debt. It is money that I owe. Granted, I owe it to myself. I'm just going to track it in a separate spreadsheet, like a separate sheet in my notebook. And we can keep chipping away at the real debt. I don't know how to call it. If you guys have suggestions for how to differentiate these debts, let me know. But I mean, that's it. That's all I got. So thank you if you made it to the end of this video. Thank you for listening to me rant a little bit. I apologize for being kind of a Debbie Downer this week, but I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're on your own budgeting or debt payoff journey, I hope that you are successful this week and every week. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.